guys, it's Eileen from Now There's a Crafty Idea, and I'm here with just a little craft along envelope idea, and I just thought you might like to come along and watch me do this really simple but really effective little craft. So these are just envelopes that I've had, and what they are, they're just the 6x6 papers that I've cut into the shape of an envelope. Now I used a template to do mine, but I know that you can, a lot of people have got the envelope maker, so you can make them. And I've used the 6x6s just because I've got a lot of them, and I wanted to find a way of using them because the papers are very beautiful, and I absolutely adore them. And I just wanted to use them up and create some ephemera, so I've been mass making. Actually, these I'd already done a while ago, and I found them in my pile of things to do, which is now starting to take over part of the craft room. I really am going to start working through that pile of things to do. So I also had these images printed out. I think I showed you them in a previous video, and I'm pretty sure these are from the old design shop, but I can't quite remember because I've had them for quite a long time. I will check it out because I'm sure I'll be able to look through my old Etsy orders and figure out where I got them from, and I'll drop a link below. So basically I thought, how about making just a nice little envelope-y type, you know, picture type thing, so that we can pop these into the junk journals, and you can just slip some ephemera in them, and they can just sit in a pocket, or you can pop them into a tuck-in, or you could even put them over the side of the page with a paper clip, which would work just as well. I also wanted to use up some of my stamps because I've just created my stamp ephemera book, and it's already full. So I wanted to use up some stamps and just, you know, make some, like, mass make a bit of ephemera. So they're quite simple. As I say, these are just, you can see where I've stuck them down in the past. I've used double-sided sticky tape and it just didn't work, so I've glued these ones now. So all I did was I cut these out, and you can get images from anywhere. You can download them. You can find loads of free images on Pinterest. You can go find old books, and they'll have, like, because I've got a few old encyclopedias, children's ones, and they'll have little pictures that you can cut out, like the ones that I used in the cabinet cards. I'll drop a link down below to that video so that you can see how I use them in that. But these, I've just cut these out, and they just happen to be the perfect size for these, so I'm just trying to match them up. See, that's too, the colour of that is too samey, it's going to get lost in it. I want something a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more of a, well, that's quite nice, of a colour match, but not too samey. So I quite like that one. And it's a nice little kiddie in a little bambino in one of those old perambulators with a little dog. Isn't that cute? That's such a cute image. And it looks like it's been a cabinet card because it's got the frame round. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a little dot of glue in the middle. This really is such an easy craft, and you can craft along quite easily, just to keep that where I want it. And then I'm going to quickly sew around it. Now I'm using a straight stitch, just because of the size of the images. If I use anything else, it's going to get lost. So I'll just quickly sew around this one. I'm going to start at the bottom. There we go. And just go all the way around. Such a simple and quick way of mass making ephemera, and they are quite effective. I quite like them. They're very very nice, very cute bits of ephemera. Right, so I'm just going to chop off these threads There we go. Put them in the bin. And we've got our image on. Tell you what I didn't do. I didn't distress it, so I'm quickly going to just slightly rub around it. I'm getting better at this because I've just got a terrible memory and I keep forgetting to distress things. I mean, you don't have to distress these. They look quite nice as they are. You know, they just gives them that little vintage extra. So I want to quickly distress the envelope itself before I do anything else. And then that's that done. And as I said before in the past, you know, you don't have to distress things. It's just my personal preference. I just think it gives it a finished look. It gives it a vintage look. And I quite like it. And I think when I cut these out, I just downloaded an envelope template. I think it was even from Pinterest, and because there's loads on there, and then I just sized it to the size I wanted, which was for the 6x6 papers, and basically that was it. That's all I did, and then just sat and cut loads out. It was quite a nice little activity. Just get rid of a bit of that white, just a bit too much white. There we go. Okay. Now while we're on, because we're finished with the sewing, I'm quickly going to just glue this together. And I'm using glue because, like I said, the double-sided sticky tape just doesn't keep it sticky, whereas the glue will last forever. I'm going to get a wipe because I don't want to mess up my new cutting board already. There we go. There we are. Right, now stamp. I want a nice stamp for it, so let's have a look and see what we've got. Now I've got all my different colours sorted out. Let me just move these up a bit so you can see what I'm doing. I don't want a big stamp, so, and I want something quite, no, that's too big. I've got some smaller ones. Aha. Oh, these might be a nice colour actually. That's a nice olive green. Yep, liking it. That one will do. Let's give it a little bit of a distress. And then I can just stick that on. I'm going to use this glue because this has been cut off an envelope, so it's quite thick. And I want it at an angle. And then I want a label. So where are my labels? Let me see if I've got some labels in here. Nope, that's flowers. Let's get my other one down. Excuse me for leaning over. Let's see. Aha! They're the ones I was thinking about. Got some bigger ones. I don't want really big labels, I just want little ones. Oh, we'll see what we can get away with them. Don't think I've got any more. I've got these, oh, there. They'll be perfect. Let's get them out. Okay, let's just pop this back up without it falling on me. Hey! Right. We'll just use the little one for this one. And I'm just going to have it so that it's slightly overlapping. Try and get it straight. There we go. Oh. I might put a word in that, but what I might do is, again, I might wait and see which journal I pop it into, because I I want a word that's going to correspond, but I quite like that. That's quite nice, and it's all glued down. So let's do some mass making. Okay, so let's get these right. So let's put them the right way up, and then we can start putting them together. Let's make some room here. And then I can just quickly sew around them all together. There we go. Right, let's have a look at our lovely images and see who's going to go where. I do like these two. They might look quite nice there. Oh, there, perfect, because it's got, you've got that olive green, but it's not too green. I'll move these over so you can see what I'm doing. Right. Oh, I do like that flower fairy kind of girl. Don't think I've got the right colours to go with her. I do like this one. It's quite boho, isn't it? I quite like her there, yeah. There's a nice family one. Oh, perfect, perfect. Too blue. Don't like that one. Oh, I love this one. Yes. No. No. Yes. Oh, look at this gorgeous girl. No, too blue. Okay, we've got this lovely young girl. Too green, she's going to get lost. This is the problem when you're using papers, you've got to try and... Oh no, that's good. Really nice contrast there. Let's have a look at this lovely lady. Yes, I like that. Oh, isn't she gorgeous? That's very boho, isn't it? Yes, I like her there. They're too small. Let me see. Oh, she's nice. Yeah. Yeah? What do you think? Yeah, I'm quite happy with them. They're all good. Right, right. Little dot on each one just to get them positioned right. And then we can sew around them. And then we can put all of our stamps and labels on. I quite like mass making because you can take the same project and make it look completely different. For instance, this little family one as compared to our little boho lady, they're going to look completely different, and that's quite good. Plus it's a great way of using up resources where you might have a lot of one resource, and it's a good way of getting them converted into something that you can pop into a journal. I'm trying to get these generally in the centre, but it's okay if they're not quite, because they don't have to look perfect. She needs to go over a bit. She is quite white. I've done it again, haven't I? I've forgotten to. That's no problem. And it's just when I put her down I realised how white she was, and I'm thinking, yeah, why is she so white? There's a lot of white in this image, which is good. It's really great that I used the glue stick there and not the other glue, because there's no chance I would get these off. She doesn't actually, I'll just run a little bit round. She doesn't actually need a lot because she's quite dark anyway. And there we are. Come on off me, darling. See, my memory, honestly, I'm getting worse. Some days I'm surprised I remember how to walk. never forget how to talk. It's something that'll never happen. Do you know, in all my school report cards, every single one of them was a mention of Eileen does well in this subject, but she just talks too much. Eileen's doing okay in this subject, but she needs to concentrate on not talking so much. Every single one. Everyone. I never actually learnt my lesson. I just couldn't stand sitting and not talking and chattering. I've always been a chatter. When I lived down south, you know, it was a very different environment, and I'm going to need to put some more glue on that. You know, it wasn't a great time. There was a lot of social upheaval when I was growing up in the south. So, you know, you learn to keep yourself to yourself. And when I moved north, to the northeast, I suddenly realised, well, first of all, it shocked me how friendly the people were. Because, you know, you instantly were just, you know, people would speak to you like you were an old friend. People you'd never seen in your life before. And people were so open, and hugs were a big thing. And I found that strange, because it's not something that we'd ever done in the Midlands, you know. But in the north, it was like, well, you meet someone for the first time, you give them a hug. You know, it's just a done thing. I found it very strange, and I found it took me a long time to settle to that. And now, what I love about the place is you can stand at a bus stop in the northeast with a complete stranger, and by the time the bus comes, you've got their life story, how many kids they've got, what they're doing at the weekend. It's such a lovely thing. And I know we live in dark times. I know you've got to be careful, strangers and all that, but to me it's still absolutely amazing that people are just so friendly and open and so ready to stand and talk to a stranger and offer to carry your bags. And I'm not saying that the south isn't friendly, don't get me wrong. At the time, I'm saying at the time when I was growing up, you know, there was a lot going on, and you know, you learn to keep yourself to yourself. But yeah, I love that kind of friendliness, which has been stolen by COVID. I know, I'm going to stop talking about COVID, but it's sad. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew around all these, but I'm going to turn the camera off while I do it, so I'll be back in just a second. Right, so I've done them. Now the next thing I want to do is to glue down these envelopes. So let's just put a little smidge of glue on them. And while they're gluing down, then we can choose our stamps, which ones we want on. And we can sort out our labels, because I think I need to do some work on those white labels, just so that they're not quite so pristine. I don't want pristine. I'm loving this this little craft. Definitely gonna I think tonight will be a fussy cutting night. I'm going to cut out some more of these envelopes and make a few more. I might even put a few packs on Etsy if I get enough made, because those, I've got tons of those pictures, and I might do some bigger ones. I've got some other scrapbooking paper. There's 12 by 12, and it might be nice to make a few bigger ones. So they'll look quite nice. And I've got the bigger images as well to go with them, so that's good. And these are quite quick to put together. They don't take much time at all. Right, now, while we're waiting for the glue to dry, we can pick out our stamps and our labels. So let's start with the labels that we've got. Now, a lot of these labels are just plain, and I quite like that idea, just to get it so you can see them all. So I'm quite happy to use the plain ones on a few of these, especially those green edged ones, because they're quite nice. They seem to work quite well. Right, now I was here. I don't think I'm going to use that one, which leaves me with just one of these, and I like the black on that one because I think that needs black. Now let's see, what other colours do we have? I can't remember where I got these ones from. It's kind of a, is it a peachy or a pinky? It's too peachy. Let's see. We've got like a blacky grey colour. I'm not liking that either. Well, let's just see. I've got my hands full now. Let me see, did I have another one of those green ones? I don't think so. Okay, I'm going to just spread these out so I can see what I've got. So we've got a yellowy one, which I think will work okay there. We've got this circle one, which I think, nope, it's not going to work, is it? So let's see. It's a pity about that colour. I just don't think it's gonna, no, just, I think even with ink in, it's just not going to look good. Okay, let's see if we can find some others. I've got a few, I think, in my fussy cutting tub. Let's get these little bits off the top. Let me see, do I have any left in my fussy cutting tub? I do not. Okay, oh yes I do, yes I do. But it's those field note ones. I don't think they're going to work. So what we could do is the die cut ones that I've got. Let's get them down, because they might look quite nice. Wrong one. Excuse me. Oh, and there's it. There, it's fell down again. I'll tell you, these ephemeras. Oh, driving us crazy. I need to get that shelf sorted out. Right, now I've got the ones that I've cut out, and they've got a little, these ones. Let me have a look at these. I just want the little ones, I think. But let's see what colours we've got. Okay. Now, that's too bright a green. Do you know, I don't know if maybe it's a, no, they're too big. No, I don't like that. This is not easy. That one's okay. I quite like that one. No, too dark with the green. No, with the red. No. No, no, no. That one's okay. I like that one for her. Right, we've just got one more to find. Come on, let's figure something out for you, lady. See, it's the colours that there is grey in that paper. Actually, that one looks okay. We're going to go with that one. We're going to go with that one. All right. We've got our labels done. Now we need to get our stamps. So I've got the green stamps. So we'll do those first. Let's see, that's an old one. I like that one. Too bright green, too bright, too bright. Yep, I'm liking that one. Okay, let's see. Oh, don't go out of shot. There we are. Right, let me see, what else do we have? You're too bright. You're the wrong colour green. Wrong type of green. Aha! Oh, it's all chewed up, that one. Okay. There's a nice olive one. Yep, I'm liking that one. There's a darker one. Yep, that's good. You're just a little bit too... Will it go with that one? Actually, that's not bad. I quite like that one. That's quite a vintage stamp, that one. In fact, that's quite an old stamp, that, because that's the king, and we haven't had a king for a very long time. Now we want the different colour stamps. Wait, I'll just put these ones back in. Now, where did I put my pink ones? I don't want the bright pink ones. I might try a different colour actually. Let's see. How about some of these? I want to try that one. Yep, I'm liking that. That looks good. Oh, you're a nice colour. I'm not sure about that one. No. Yes, I like her there. Whoops. They're leaping out of the book to get put onto something. Well, that's a nice one. No, it's too big, isn't it? Yes, I like him there. And let's see, what do we have here? Our last one. Wrong colour. Maybe this one. Yep, I'm liking that. So that's all of them done. Yep, right. Let's pop this away. Just going to tie it up so that it doesn't burst open because it's so full. There we go. Right, now we can glue these on. First of all, we need to distress them. So let's get them a little bit distressed. The stamps themselves, a lot of them are really old, so they don't need a lot of distressing. But these labels are just slightly too white for my liking. There we go, that's better. I'll just give these ones a good distress. And then we can get all these finished. And then we've done a nice mass make, and it hasn't took us that long to do. Like I say, I think I'm going to be sitting cutting some more of these out because I'm quite enjoying them. I am going to try the larger size, and if I do get them done, I've just distressed my finger. If I do get them done, then I'll show you the results of the larger ones. Most likely they'll end up in the box of things to do that I have barely started to touch. But isn't it like that when you're a crafter? Isn't there always something to do? Isn't there always another project? I mean, I hate to think the things that I've actually got started and I'm in the process of doing. I think I've got about 3 quilts on the go and a whole box of junk journal stuff. Not to mention a couple of scrapbooks that still need finishing. I remember when I was a kid, my mum took up knitting, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna knit everybody jumpers for Christmas, and everybody's gonna love them, and it's gonna be great." And she says, "I'm gonna start off knitting one for myself." So she got this pattern, and it was a lovely jumper, a lovely pattern, and she started knitting it. And I think, was I about 5 when she started? And by the time she actually got it finished, it fit me. It was an adult size. I think I was about 15 and then she finally finished it and it finally fit me. And I'm like, Yeah, I kind of see where I get that from. I'm liking her. She's turned out lovely. And I will distress the envelopes as well, but let's just get everything stuck on first. Oh, don't go skew on me. Yeah, so that was quite fun. But that's the way it goes when you're a crafter. She looks very pretty. Yeah. You always end up with loads and loads of craft projects on the go. I mean, drop me a comment and tell me how many you've got going, because I know for a certain fact I'm not the only one. But you're the same as me. You've got like a ton of stuff that's on the go that you just haven't gotten around to doing. Even if you've only got one craft, you've got a box full of stuff that you're doing. I can guarantee it. Oh, she's lovely. I'm loving this picture. Isn't she gorgeous? I just love it. I think that green and grey does go quite nice with it. Let's put our vintage, well, antique stamp on. I don't want to lose too much of her hair, so I'm going to put it quite high, because I love the decoration in her headdress. Beautiful. And this one looks great because it's with the colours being quite dark, it just looks so fun. Perfect. And again, I'll stamp words on these when I decide which journal I'm putting them in. Yeah, what a great family photo. Where's your stamp gone? There it is. Yeah, so as crafters we all have that box of projects, don't we? I know that I just see something, it's, you know, Pinterest is to blame for a lot of it, because I go on Pinterest and I'll see loads of stuff and I'm like, oh, I have to try that, oh I might try that, oh I might try this, and I might try, and then I end up like with 10 new projects to add to the list of projects that I haven't finished yet. Oh, isn't she pretty? That's such a gorgeous photo. Look at her hair. Couldn't imagine your hair being that long and that thick. I've got thick hair, and believe me, it hasn't been long for a long time, because it is so thick. It's just so hard to look after, and I feel like I'm wearing a woolly hat year round. It's that thick. And I think when I do let it go long, at the minute it's long because the hairdressers have been closed. It's a lot longer than I like it to be. It's on my shoulders, and all I ever do is end up putting it up. I always look at these hairstyles where I think, oh, I'd love to have that, but then the reality is I'm just going to end up putting it up in a bubble, and and I'm never going to have my hair styled like that, because for work I have to wear it up, and then when I'm going about stuff I get too hot anyway. So right, so we have, let's move all these over because we've got a few made up already, and we've got all of these, and then we've got the other two, and I think they turned out absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving them. And when you pop these on a page, if you pop them on with a paper clip, you're going to have that lovely, it's going to look almost like a picture frame, and that's just gorgeous. Or even if you pop them into a pocket, you can have them like kind of sticking out a bit, and it's just, they're going to look lovely. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Give them a go. They are fun to make. Like I say, you can get loads of envelope templates just by going onto Pinterest, and you can download them, and they've got all sorts of shapes and sizes. These would work as well if you did like a coin style envelope that opens at the top, because then you could sit them across the top of the page as well. And they just look lovely, and it's a great way of using up your old pictures, especially if you've got a ton of old books like me. I can't resist a vintage book, and they've often got these lovely images in, and it's a great way of using those up. Or if you do manage to get the to like get a download, or if you find loads on the internet, it's a nice way of printing them out and using them up and getting yourself loads of great ephemera. And I can't wait to start using these in the journals. So thank you for crafting along with me. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope I haven't talked your head off as I tend to do with everybody. And stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and happy crafting. Bye.